Hi, my name is Tristan Hazlett. I'm the founder and CEO of Hinckley Medical, and we are eliminating pre-hospital dosing errors. So it takes three things to give an accurate pre-hospital dosage in an emergency setting. One, you need to know what drug to use. Two, you need to know how much of it to use. And three, you need to know how to give it. But what happens when you're missing one of those steps? What happens when you don't know how much of a drug to give? Well, that's something our paramedics and EMS professionals in this industry, EMS, experience every day. Let me give you an example. You're a paramedic, you're staring down at a 15-year-old boy, and you know you have to give this kid fentanyl. And your heart clenches up, your stomach tightens, because you know you're gonna have to guess this patient weight. And if you're wrong, this kid could get hurt. And that's the reality that they live with every day. So that is why we created the first ever, I repeat, the first ever patient scale for ambulance things. This goes on to every existing cot in the market. That way we don't have to compete with the big manufacturers out there. It's easy to use at the bathroom scale, requires no additional training, and it pairs seamlessly with our one-dose software. So this software will not only connect with the Bluetooth scale, connect with the scale over a Bluetooth connection, and calculate the amount of drugs you need to give, is also the most robust protocol solution on the market. That includes data collection, administration tracking, and allows your back-end professionals that are in charge of the EMS department to make educated decisions moving forward. So kind of like what he said before, I know this is maybe a naughty thing to say, but we invented this product. There's never been something out there like this, so we really don't have any competition. And we fully plan to take a chunk of the $15 billion market because we feel confident that this is going to be the case because of our intellectual property that we have on this product. We came to market 2022 of last year. And since then, we've had some pretty good accolades. Last year in the Innovation World Conference, which is the biggest conference in the world, EMS conference that is, we won the award for most innovative products. On top of that, we're planning to do around $350,000 in sales this year with big customers such as ours truly, Hennepin Healthcare here in Minnesota. And before that, I've been working on this for about 4 years now. So we've had 2 years of just in-field trials trying to perfect this thing because we are working in conditions that are less than ideal. This is not a hospital with a bed. This is in the street, up an elevator, all those things. So that is why those field trials are impressive. Importantly to me and our team over here, we're not trying to build products though. We're trying to build a company, a foundation to continue innovating and fill these gaps in the industry, which we know there are some. We are 3 technical founders, and the way that we're able to innovate at such cheap rates is because we do everything in-house, from software engineering all the way up to final assembly. We did it. And we've done it, brought a product, medical device product to market in less than $80,000. Backed by our chief medical officer, Dr. Abe Campos, who's an ER physician down in Nebraska, who's also oversees 3 departments down there. He's the one that points us in the direction of new innovation. And he's the one that also guides our clinical decisions. And the backbone of the company is truly our marketing department. They do a fantastic job in what seems to be an archaic industry. And there's really not enough time in the day to praise them. I will mention this. I know it's not normal at Venture Advisory Board, but they're more than just an advisory board to us. This is how we keep our finger on the pulse of the industry. We talk to these people not just weekly, but sometimes every day. And they're the ones that tell us, we like this, we don't like this, we don't like this, we like this more. And that relationships is really important to building products that not only sound good on paper, but actually perform in the field. And as engineers, that's kind of what we value most. We are currently doing a safe round, the way $500,000. The terms are on the screen. This is really, we're running out of bandwidth. I mean, we're a team of 6, but we're getting sales in the door, and we need to grow our team, expand our outreach, capitalize on what we know that works, and really just scale our operations to offload some of this manufacturing. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, and I hope you join us on this journey to eliminate pre-hospital dosing errors.
So do you have to deal with any liability surrounding the auto dosing? Where you are generating that dosage and is there a human in the loop? How do you avoid that?
Well, there is something similar to that on the market, which is called hands-heavy. And we're a clinical decision-making tool, which means we advise them what to do, but the end game is always a paramedic decision.
How are you reaching the market?
Well, that's
now, what are you selling now? But I mean, what's your market? Go to market.
That's actually really interesting because this industry is kind of unique that it is a little bit old-fashioned. I mean, we need Stryker. I mean, their biggest marketing strategy is going to trade shows, talking to people, building connections. And that took us about 1.5 years to figure out. And Mike over here really leads that, and he's been doing a fantastic job. And we honestly feel as though we have something like concrete enough where we know that if we hire more salespeople, we could plug them into states and say, take these states, do what we've been doing, and we'll generate more sales.
Tell us what got you interested in doing this particular product.
I love this story. So my older brother's a paramedic, and he came home one day, and this was again like 4 years ago, and he started complaining to me about having no confidence. He's horrible at guessing people's weights. I'm like, you're what in the ambulance? You're guessing people's weights? He's like, yeah, we guess weights and we give medication based on that. I'm like, well, that seems to be a problem. So red light's going, got us on this track, and again, we plan to innovate more products in the future as well.
So how are you manufacturing these right now? And do you have a plan to kind of scale that process?
We have suppliers that develop all the stuff. We do our own manufacturing in-house, and to scale that process, we just need to hire people. I mean, it's very well defined. We're engineers, so we know how to do this, do it qualitatively. And like I said, there's more people.
Do you have the same group of people supporting the software as you do the hardware and the scale, or how do you intend to, are those two separate strategies? How do you keep them both going or market them together?
Very good question. There's a little bit of a juggling act. We wear a lot of caps in our account right now. Colton over here is in charge of the software, and he's really heading up the software side of things. Hardware side of things, we had a really robust like network of figuring out how we're going to do it.
One more quick question. So are there sort of fail safes for if there are issues with like, connectivity in the software, or like, do you have a way of like sort of manually reading out weights as well? So that
I mean, the easiest solution is just gauge weights. That's what we suggest every department of user scale to do. Buy a 5 kilogram, 10 kilogram, 20 kilogram gauge weight. Every 3-4 months, put it on each one of the panels. If it reads within 3%, that's our accuracy, and you're good to go. We do also recommend a yearly calibration with the FDA.
but let's say like, you're in the ambulance and your iPad isn't connecting or something. Is there like a manual readout on the?
Oh yeah, sorry, I completely misunderstood your question. There is an LCD screen directly on it. That's a wired connection.
What's the capacity of the system?
700 pounds.
700 pounds.
It's the same as the stretcher itself.
And who are you actually directly selling to? You may have answered this, but obviously you figured this out, but who's your customer?
There's usually an operations manager at each one of these EMS departments. Okay. We reach out to them, talk to the quality team, and then tell them the benefits.
What other products are you looking to do next?
We are working on some intellectual property right now, so I don't really feel comfortable explaining it, but there is more gaps in the industry that we 100%